Hello, and welcome to Incredible World. In this video we are going to talk about a man who survives 3 days in ocean's depths without any oxygen or any equipment. Viewers, there is not doubt that seas are very horrible. But this fear increases as we move more in depth in ocean. If we move more and more down, the ocean becomes increasingly horrible, terrifying and life-threatening for humans. Approximately 80% of the ocean is unreachable by human being till date. And in fact, nobody wants to go. But beside this there are a lot of boats, ships, aeroplanes full of passengers got drowned in ocean and died, because there is no way to go back. Today's story is about this man who is spontaneously lucky and unlucky. The man Harrison Ojegba Okene belongs to Nigeria, was a chef on a tugboat. On the 26th of May 2013, tugboat departs with 13 members towards Gulf of Guinea to help a oil tanker. Harrison was also on that ship. Basically, the job of tugboats is to make the oil tankers on a correct way, if they got in problem. Harrison's tugboat was also on its normal job. But that day was not normal for them in any way. They started helping oil tanker with the help of ropes. They moved ahead, but all of a sudden, a terrible wave of the ocean hit the tugboat, and that's why tugboat got flipped. The pressure was so high that the rope through which tugboat is connected with the oil tanker breaks. And tugboat starts moving down the ocean with a massive speed. And as it happens in this situation, a chaos spreads among the 12 members of the tugship. Majority of the members was sitting in their cabins, and unfortunately, their cabins were locked, because pirate attacks are common in oceans. And for the sake of safety they kept their cabins locked. But those locked doors cannot stop the ocean's water to flow in the cabins. The water was taking over the cabins. Luckily, Harrison went to washroom before the flipping of boat. Suddenly water started flowing through the enlightened of the washroom. But fortunately Harrison became able to open the door of washroom. And as he moves out, the water started flowing Harrison with it towards a head, where an air pocket was present. At that time the darkness had spread all over the boat, that Harrison even cannot able to see his hands. He could only feel that he is in the water, and his face is out of the air pocket. All of a sudden the tugboat hits the ground of ocean, and a horrible silence spread all around. Tugboat is about 30 meters or 100 feet down in the ocean. Harrison, who didn't have any experience of swimming, remained all alone in ocean. He knew that the chance of his survival is almost at end. He decided to get out of from there at any case. By feeling the objects through touching and moving in the tugboat, he surprisingly found another air pocket that was comparatively bigger than first one. Harrison didn't have anything to eat or to drink, and oxygen supply was also limited. And of course, there was very little chance of his survival. He was in that fear. Then suddenly, he heard a noise, and that was of sharks. Those sharks were eating something. Harrison didn't saw that, but he was confirmed that sharks found his companions. Harrison, who was at the verge of death, decided to help himself by his own. And that's why he started moving his hands and feet. On this he found a mattress and some cola canes. He drank that canes to keep himself away from dehydration. Then he used mattress to keep himself away from the water, and that's why he lay on that mattress. If he stayed in water for a long time, he could affected by hypothermia. In this condition, body temperature became so low that leads to death. Now he became successful to save himself from hypothermia and dehydration. But there is still a problem that didn't have any solution, and that was the level of oxygen. The oxygen level of air pocket is speedily decreasing. Air pocket in which Harrison is present contain oxygen that made human to live only for 60 hours, 2 days. Harrison is present in a small area, of small room. Of the tugboat had been 2 days since this incident, oxygen supply had left only for few hours. In this darkness, Harrison is waiting only of his death. After these 2 terrifying days of his life, when he was at the verge of death, then finally, he heard a knock. The team of oil tankers sent a crew of divers to find the death bodies of tugboat's members. They didn't have any idea that a man is still alive even after 2 days. And soon Harrison saw a light in water. There is no end of his joy when he saw divers coming towards him. According to divers, Harrison was just few minutes away from the death. His body became so exhausted that Even he can't able to open his eyes. Divers quickly put oxygen mask on him, to normalize his oxygen level. They didn't let Harrison out of the water soon, because sudden change in his pressure can cause heart fail. And that's why Harrison was placed in a diving belt that moved him slowly out of the water. After getting out of the water, he stayed in the diving belt for about 2 days to make his body pressure normal. After 2 days, Harrison became completely normal. After getting in senses, he first of all said that he will never go to the ocean again. Harrison is the first and probably the last human that stays in water for 2 days, and remains alive. But this incident gave him really a deep trauma, that even till now he is not the same as he was before.